DNB Finance Analytics. DNB Data and Scores. In this presentation, we'll delve into effective risk management and informed credit decision-making through the lens of DNB Finance Analytics. The focus will be on key elements, including the significance of the DUNS number, insights into our DUNS right quality process, the DUN trade program, and an overview of the most common scores. With this information, you'll be confidently equipped to read and interpret reports in DNB Finance Analytics, ensuring a more informed and strategic approach to your financial insights. The DUNS number, where DUNS stands for Data Universal Numbering System, is a unique 9-digit identifier serving as the universal key for identifying companies worldwide. In our database, the DUNS number connects data gathered from various sources to make it available to our customers. It not only differentiates between companies but also between business entities. For instance, the DUNS number for Alters DNB in the Netherlands is different from Alters DNB in Belgium. Each DUNS number is unique and never reused, even if a company goes bankrupt. The DUNS number helps you structure your own data and provides an overall view of all your business relationships. The DNB database contains more than 500 million companies, and more than 375 million data elements are updated every single day. These numbers are still on the rise, as the database and the number of elements continue to expand. Examples of data elements that are updated daily include address changes, ownership changes, and financial figures. This allows you to take business decisions based on reliable and up-to-date data. Besides relevant data for managing credit risks, DNB also collects and processes data in the areas of compliance, sales and marketing, procurement, and ESG. DNB offers a variety of products in these areas to meet your business needs. To ensure the data quality, all data to be included in the DNB database goes through the various stages of the patented DUNS right quality process. In the initial stage, data is collected through a global network of over 40,000 data sources. This includes information sourced from public register offices, as well as payment experiences shared by trade partners. Once the data is collected, it is matched to the right company or business entity to create a complete and accurate company profile. The assignment of a DUNS number is the next step, ensuring the company profile is accessible in our database for tracking and monitoring throughout the company's life cycle. In the next stage, we investigate the connections the company has with other entities, creating a complete picture of the company family structure. With this information fully mapped, validity checks are performed, and our statistical models are applied, allowing scores and ratings to be calculated for the company report. Here's a quick overview of data elements available in the DNB database, such as the DUNS number, scores and ratings, but also elements such as debt collection files, number of employees, balance sheet, and ownership information. The data elements available vary per country and company. For example, in certain markets, a small company may only need to file a balance sheet, or none at all, while a large multinational must also file a profit and loss account. These elements are accessible through the company report, depending on what data is publicly available for a specific company and region. This image shows the coverage of reports that are available for immediate retrieval. BIR stands for Business Information Report. In the green areas we have a coverage of 70 to 100%. Here you can immediately retrieve the report of a desired company in 70 to 100% of the cases. In some regions this percentage may be slightly lower, but even there, company information can often still be retrieved. Should a report not be immediately available, you have the option to request an investigation through DNB Finance Analytics. This allows our local partner to collect data to identify the company and create a business report on request. The DNB DUN Trade program collects payment experiences to assess the payment behavior of companies. This program is an initiative DNB has been working on since 1964 in the USA and since 1984 in Europe. There are currently around 15,000 partners in more than 170 countries. These partners provide the payment experiences they have with their customers to DNB. These payment experiences are continuously updated, so that the assessment of payment behavior is very up to date. Let's outline an example of how the Done Trade program works. Company X indicates that an invoice of €20,000 has been sent to Company Y. Company X also specifies the due date and the date that Company Y actually paid the invoice. DNB then processes in the database that Company Y paid an invoice of €20,000 and the number of days it was overdue. The data we obtain here is processed to calculate the Payex score and is also included in the failure score. As a customer, you can also participate in the Done Trade program yourself, and thus contribute to the Payex scores that you see in DNB Finance analytics. Participation is free, confidential and voluntary. Every month Done Trade collects payment experiences from the account departments of all the program member companies. Before diving into your initial credit report, it's recommended to acquaint yourself with the most common predictive indicators and scores. These help you to understand how an organization is likely to behave in the future. Using these insights allows your company to proactively manage risks and increase profitability. The failure score indicates the likelihood of a company going bankrupt in the next 12 months, compared to other companies from the same country. Ranging from 1 to 100, a score of 100 represents a very low risk of failure, while a score of 1 represents a much higher risk. Let's assume a company has a failure score of 80. This suggests that 20% of companies in that country have a lower likelihood of bankruptcy, while 79% face a higher risk. The failure score is calculated based on 40 data elements in 5 different areas. The demographics includes elements like a company's location, industry, and age. For instance, established companies may exhibit a lower risk than young companies. This would then mean that the failure score for young businesses would be higher as a result. The second area is principles, including experience and performance of associated businesses. For example, a company's failure score may be lower if the current CEO has been involved in bankruptcy before. DNB also looks at financial figures such as the balance sheet and profit and loss statement, payment experiences of our Done Trade partners, and public detrimental information, such as collection claims. Elements in these areas also affect the failure score. This image shows a graphical representation of the risk indicator, which is a simplified representation of the failure score. The failure score is divided into 4 categories, where 1 represents low risk and 4 a high risk. Please take note that for companies with a risk indicator of 4, DNB does not issue a recommended credit limit in most regions, including the Netherlands and Belgium. DNB simply advises against engaging in credit-based transactions with companies holding a risk indicator of 4. The cutoff points specified in this image apply to the Dutch market exclusively. As cutoff points cannot be universally determined, they vary per country, responding to the general business risk for each market. In France, a company is rated with a risk indicator of 4 with a failure score of 36 or lower. In contrary, for the Dutch market, a risk indicator of 4 represents a failure score of only 7 or lower. The reason for this is that the general business risk in France differs significantly from that in the Netherlands. This nuanced approach ensures a fair risk comparison when engaging with companies across borders. Consider a bankruptcy score of 30. While it may fall within the green zone in the Netherlands, in France, it points to a high-risk company. The financial strength is a classification of the creditworthiness of a company and is either based on net worth or on equity. The risk indicator and financial strength together indicate the DNB rating. In DNB Finance analytics, you will see behind each financial strength score within which range the company falls. This table displays a breakdown of the financial strength. For instance, when a company is rated A or AA, it indicates a financial position with net equity ranging from 500,000 to €1 million. The exact amounts may vary slightly by region. Some exceptions exist, notably in cases of negative equity or when financial figures are unavailable due to factors like a company's brief existence or inactivity. The Payex indicates how quickly a company pays its bills on average compared to the agreed-upon term. The Payex is derived from payment experiences of our done trade partners and supports companies to make well-informed credit decisions. It is derived from a weighted average of a company's combined individual payment experiences. Therefore, it is not a predictive score, but an indicator based on past events and updated monthly. A higher score signifies a higher payment speed, with a score of 80 representing on-time payments. On the contrary, a score of 50 suggests payments 30 days post the agreed date, while a score of 90 indicates payments a week prior to the agreed date. To ensure reliability, DNB issues a Payex only when multiple payment experiences from at least 3 distinct creditors are available. The maximum credit recommendation is the highest total amount DNB suggests you should have outstanding with a company, assuming a standard payment period of 30 days. It's not necessarily the maximum the organization can afford, but it helps you agree on appropriate terms and limits when granting credit. In essence, it indicates the amount up to which you can confidently engage in credit-based transactions. This recommendation proves valuable, especially for companies with credit insurance featuring a self-assessment limit. Imagine a credit limit of €10,000, but you wish to take on a €20,000 order. The recommended maximum credit limit guides you in strategizing secure transactions, perhaps through options like advance payments. It's recommended to include your own data in the credit decisions, for example, historical payment behavior. The delinquency score predicts the likelihood that a company will pay in a severely delinquent manner, seek legal relief from creditors, or cease operations without paying all creditors in full during the next 12 months. 1 represents businesses with the highest probability of severe delinquency and 100 the lowest probability. DNB considers a company to be severely delinquent when it is more than 90 days overdue on at least 10% of its debts. Similar to the failure score, data elements and factual information are analyzed using statistical modeling techniques. The delinquency score is applicable in a limited amount of countries. Amongst others the US, UK, Canada, Italy and Greece. As we conclude this presentation, we trust that the insights shared have equipped you with a deeper understanding of the DNB data and scores. Armed with this knowledge, you are well positioned to navigate DNB Finance analytics with confidence, making informed and strategic decisions for a more robust financial outlook. For information on less common scores and a comprehensive country list for all available scores and ratings, please refer to the Understand DNB Scores brochure. Thank you for your attention, and we look forward to your continued success with DNB Finance Analytics.